Hello everyone, myself Haripriya Surpur, and in our today's topic we will see that what is the unveiling the self and exploring the I in detail about what does really self mean and what does really I means. So let us begin with our today's point. So have we ever wondered that what is the self and what is I? I don't think so we have wondered much about it. So, in our first point of this topic, we will be defining the self and defining I, a philosophical journey. In this today's point, we will come to know that how the difference between self and I affects us in our daily life. So, the Descartes cogito, I think, therefore I am, posits mind as the core of identity. This foundational idea emphasizes individual consciousness. This is the idea which emphasizes our consciousness about what we are and what we want to do. Hume's bundle theory. The self is collection of perceptions. There is no enduring unified self. It's a fluid, ever-changing experiences. In the Hume's bundle theory, it states that self is the collection of perceptions and there is no filtering between the self. Whereas we can filter I, we cannot filter the self. Existentialist view, self is created through choices and actions. We are condemned to be free. Authenticity is key to defining oneself. Here it means that our choices and our actions define ourself. It is shaped by using the choices and actions. I think we have understood what is here happening, what is self and what is the beginning of our self. The self in psychological identity and personality. So what is identity? What is personality? Identity is the one person's image which is created into the society, and personality is the growth of the person since the childhood to their current age. So identity formation, Erik Erikson's stages highlight self-development. Life experiences shape who we become. This process is continuous. Identity formation is the process which is continuous and which experiences shapes our life. What is personality theories? Freud's ID, ego and superego shape behavior. Trait theories describe consistent patterns. Our unique traits define us. Here, the personality of one person is categorized by their ego, their superego, which shape their behavior. If we control our ego, then we can have a beautiful personality. Self-concept. How we perceive ourselves includes self-esteem and self-image. It influences our actions and interactions daily. Our actions and interactions are the part that includes our self-esteem and our self-image, how we represent ourselves. That is what the self-concept is. After this slide, let us move towards our next point. The neuroscience of I. Where does self-awareness reside? Have we ever wondered that where does our consciousness stays or where it resides? It's inside our neural system, brain networks. That is where from our consciousness begins. Brain networks. The default mode network links to self-referential thought. It is active during introspection. This network helps us understand ourselves. It includes prefrontal cortex, parietal lobe, and temporal lobe. These are the parts of the brains which are not really the part of our daily life study, but which are included in our real life system. Like most of the people are not aware with these terms, that is prefrontal cortex, parietal lobe, temporal lobe. It is just for the information of our brain where our consciousness resides. Even if we don't know these parts, then it's completely fine. We have to just remember that the neuroscience of our eye stays within our brain. Consciousness studies. Researchers explore neural correlates of consciousness. They seek the origins of subjective experience. This scientific quest continues. Emergent property and integrated information theory are included in the consciousness studies. These are the studies related to our brain where it is proved that how we are in our today's life, how we behave, how we act. With the help of our brain, they can know what are the consciousness levels of our mind is having. So moving towards our next point, that is self in different cultures, East versus West. So let us see what is the self definition. In the East side, it is independent, unique traits. That is for the West region, whereas for the West, it is interdependent group of harmony. Focus on the East side is personal achievement, whereas the focus on the West side is social roles and relationships. Identity source for East side is internal attributes, whereas identity source for the West side is external affiliations. These are the cultural contexts profoundly shape self-esteem. Western societies often emphasize individualism. Eastern cultures prioritize collective harmony. These different views impact identity deeply. In this sentence, we can understand that Western societies are the supportive towards the individualism, whereas the Eastern cultures provides the harmony for the group, that is happiness of the group rather than supporting just individualism. So after this point, let us move towards our next point. Impact of social media on the self. Most of the people use social media, isn't it? We all have our Snapchat IDs, Instagrams, etc. So how does that affect to our self? Curated selves, presenting an idealized version. This can lead to self-consciousness. Filters and edits can create perfect image. Are we similar to the picture which we post on our social media? Most of the people will say no, because we add the filters, we add some additional effects to look perfect or to be perfect on the social media for just impressing other people. But is that required? No. We should show what we have. We should behave how we are, not like what we want to be perfect in front of the people. We have to show our real self, not the edited, filtered one. Social comparison, comparing to others, highlighting reels. This impacts self-esteem. It often leads to feeling of inadequacy. We always see someone's post and we feel that like we should be like this. Why our life doesn't look like this? This occurs due to the comparison. Even though their life is not perfect as ours, but how they show, how they filter it makes us compare ourselves with them, which can harm ourselves and which is not really required for ourselves. Validation seeking, reliance on likes and comments. This shapes self-worth. External validation becomes crucial. How many of us post a picture and don't go ahead for looking who liked it? Everyone does. Everyone wants to know who liked their picture, who has shared their picture, who has commented on their picture. Do we really require their likes for our validation? Does our looks really depend on their validation? No, it's not the truth. We are becoming more dependent on the people, even in our own behavior, in our own life. We just don't need anyone's validation for having the certified self. We just have to make ourselves feel good and feel proud of ourselves. So mostly social media should be avoided in order to protect ourselves. So after this, let us move towards our next point. So our next point is cultivating a healthy self. Mindfulness and self-compassion. Mindfulness practice. Be present, observe thoughts. This fosters self-awareness. It reduces stress effectively. Self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness, acknowledges struggles. This builds resilience and acceptance. Inner work, journaling and reflection. Understand core values. This promotes personal growth. Integration. Harmonize different self aspects. Embrace complexity. This leads to a coherent self. So after that point, we come to our conclusion, which is the last point of our today's topic, that is embracing the multifaceted I. So let us begin. Complex identity. The self is dynamic and intricate. It evolves through life. Our identity is never fixed. Continuous discovery. Understanding the I is ongoing. It's a lifelong journey. We learn about ourselves daily. Holistic well-being. Integrate philosophical, psychological and neuroscientific views. Cultivate self-awareness. Foster inner peace. So after going through all these points, we come to a conclusion that the self needs the emotional support, respect, which are the values which we want to inculcate in our day-to-day life. Whereas I just requires the physical facilities, that is money, bungalow, car and food. These are all the needs of I, which can be fulfilled afterwards. But the needs of the self are more essential to gain the needs of I. So first of all, we have to protect ourselves, then our I will be protected itself. So I hope you all understood our today's point. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.